What's up, guys? Welcome to this video. In this video, I just wanted to show you a couple must-have indicators my mentor passed on to me. They work really well. So I remember the first day when I got into Forex industry, my mentor actually taught me was I respect him to this day. He taught me, before you want to find a position and you want to enter a position, enter a trade or open a trade, you want to have a multiple confirmations of different indicators, right? That will increase the odds, the possibility. Make sure you have a multiple confirmations of different indicators before you enter a trade. Minimize your risk and maximize your profits. Anyways, so Ripple has gone crazy from the past 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth day had a correction, so the first 3 days it went up from 0.23 per token to up to 0.8. Okay, I'm holding this position. I'm guarding around here on this trend line, on this resistance line, and let's hope for the best. Let's take a look of Lumen. I was holding, I got in here, a huge position as well, and it's gone up crazy. And this is another strategy. This is a breakout. I bought around here. This is steam. But anyways, let's take Bitcoin USD as an example. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna open a new chart of Bitcoin USD. So if you don't have TradingView, this is a really good platform. You know, it has so much into it. If you know MT4, if you're in Forex industry, then TradingView is 10 times better. So I'm gonna click interactive chart. Okay, here's a new chart of Bitcoin. It has gone mad, guys. Look at Bitcoin. That's crazy, man. Last year, I think it was July or something. It was 2000. Where's July? Yeah, July was 2000, and right now it's 17. Remember this first. I'm just gonna drop a lot of tips or tricks or golden nuggets. So what you do is this. There's no wrong or right way to draw on a chart and to find some trades, some future trades you want to project. Each chart is different. Each market is different as well. Okay, I'll show you the biggest secret at the end of this video. So there's no right or wrong way of analyzing a chart, right? But you want to increase the odds, because this is just mathematical equations. You know, this chart right here, from here to here, this is a collective conscious move. You gotta understand, what is this market? Why this market is going up and down, right? Why like 15 minutes chart looks crazy like this, right? And 30 minutes looks like that, and it's suddenly a different chart. These are all mathematical equations, collective conscious movement, okay, of people, of us. Can one person, let's on average, okay, you and me will never be able to move this market unless you have everything, the whole thing, right? So it's collective movement. I'm gonna show you what I do that I can find the best entering positions, like here, and Lumen I entered here. You can find these trades yourself when you want to make a move, okay? People ask me, damn, I missed out, what should I do? I told them the first opportunity, the best one, was 1 year ago, right? So the second opportunity is right now. You gotta take it. Sometimes, I'm just saying, you will be able to find these trades yourself. But anyways, let's come to Bitcoin. So first thing, what I'm gonna do on a regular basis, when I regularly analyzing a chart, this is an uptrend chart, right? This is an uptrend, clearly. It gets higher highs, right? The lower is higher every time. So I'm gonna draw the first line here. I use ray, and remember this is a bigger time frame, so you want to touch the wick, not the candle, okay? So you want to touch the wick. So here, this is my first trend line, okay? The second line I'm gonna draw, it's still a trend line, okay? This is my second layer. Okay, that's my second layer. Let me just make this part more accurate. Touch the wick. I'll show you why you touch the wick. You see these two lines touched right now? If you on a bigger time frame, like 1 day, 4 hours time frame, touch the wick. And if you want to come to, because right now, you see this, I'm touching the wick, but if I drop down to 4 hours, it's not, it's cutting the candle. You know what I mean? See, it's more accurate. If you go down to, let's say 1 hour, it's just perfectly cutting the candle. Like what I'm saying, see, it's perfectly touching it, right? It's perfectly touching it in a smaller time frame. But if you come down to bigger time frame for swing trades, which the market will penetrate in about 1 to 2 weeks sometimes 1 month to 2 months for the whole market, the price action to penetrate, okay? So that's two major lines. Identify your major lines first, okay? Identify that. So Bitcoin, as long as Bitcoin is holding on these two lines, okay? This is my first layer. This is my first warning zone, right? This is my second warning zone, the bottom one. So every time if Bitcoin touches these lines, I'm gonna buy for sure, right? But if they drop down, that's my first layer, right? So as long as Bitcoin is holding on these lines, Bitcoin is uptrend, period. If I come here, I can draw another one, but it's too steep. So anyways, so let's draw some support and resistance out. I'm just gonna point these out so you know roughly how to draw these lines, okay? Because if it's me, I won't be able to do things here, right? I'm focusing here. The price action has driven up to here, but here, I'm just doing for you guys. So this touched the wick, this touched the candle. So that's my first one. I can see there's another one right here, right? Just a little bit down. So another one is right here. I draw another one. Right here is another one. And right here, obviously. And I'll draw one right here. And right here. You just draw these lines out. You got to get used to this, okay? And then you can come down to 4 hours. You see how they're touching it perfectly? You just need to adjust. This is really accurate, you know, you have to draw your lines accurate. Anyways, these are really good. So you see, right now, I'll be able to draw another trend line, which is right here. Okay, you see that? If every time if the price comes down to the trend line, if you buy, it's fascinating how these price actions are penetrating. So that's the first one. There is a small channel over there, but it's too steep, so I'm gonna put it there. I can draw another one right here. It's 4 hour chart. Put it there, and I'm gonna put it there. That's very accurate right there. See this triangle action right here? Triangle movement. You see this triangle? This is huge. This is huge. Anyways, when the price action comes to here, right here, these areas, this is really good. Anyways, so just two lines. You see that? One, boom, boom, and the red one, separate them. Don't put them same color. Separate them. Make two colors. don't make it too thin, just make around this size. So you see these two lines, man, these two lines, I'm gonna save this. Anyways, that's 4 hours. I normally, if you swing trade, I stick around with 1 day and 4 hour a lot. Let's say found one good position. What you can do is you can come down to, let's say, 1 hour to enter a good position, you know. So just, you know, just to increase your odds eventually. The reason why I say this is huge is because there's gonna be a few, my own projection, okay? That doesn't mean anything. But what I would project, and this is pattern, market pattern, you know what I mean? This chart is similar as 50 years ago we're charting something else. Just like this chunk, this part, okay? Anyways, future will be this. So it could come up here, break this trend line, and once it breaks, don't jump in, okay? Don't get too excited. And wait for a pullback, okay? Pullback will be right here. 17,885, okay? That area. This is a 4 hour chart. So it's gonna, the price can come back here, right? If you did not buy Bitcoin a year ago, and if you want to buy now, right? Don't go all in. Every time the Bitcoin price drops a little bit and you enter a small position, right? If it drops slightly a little bit and then you enter another small position, and then if it goes up, hold it. If it comes again, you just slowly jump in with a small portion. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's gonna come down to 18,000 area. That's the first possibility. So, and then right after the pullback, it's gonna shoot up to another higher high. That's possibility number one, okay? Second one, it's just gonna come bounce around with these two lines in this triangle. If it breaks this line, again, it's gonna have another pullback, right? And then it's gonna shoot down to test these areas. There's another one here. There's another support line. Forgot to draw. Quite important. Right here. So am I come down to here or here? I have no idea. And it's just gonna go here, and that is a good enter position again, right? That's possibility number two. And third, it's just gonna bounce. It might come up here, right? If it breaks this trend line, it's gonna penetrate similar to this pattern. If you've been following my channel for a bit, you understand the pullback strategy really well. So you buy at the pullback, right? And to maximize your profit. I keep repeating this scenario again. What happened is this. Look at this. Let's come down to 1 day. I'm familiar with 1 day chart right here, okay? So look at this, okay? Bitcoin hits higher high, boom, it shoot up to 19. And what happens is this, people gonna sell, right? They gotta take profits. Remember collective conscious movement? So not one or two, it's micro. You know what I mean? A lot of us are selling it, then price drops down, and then this is a pullback. People taking profits from here to here. And then another bull comes in, and now it's another shooting higher highs, right? Just remember, buy it at the pullback. Because if you buy it right here, you thought Bitcoin just shoot a higher high, that's buy in before it's too late, and boom, shoot up to 19, let's say 1954 area, and then you bought it, right? Next day, boom, drops down to 13 with a risk and reward ratio. But from here, this is not a really good position from mathematical perspectives, right? From 19 here, it's gonna drop down. This is a pullback, right? Every time it breaks a trend line, what you do is you want to wait for it to drop down, making higher highs, and then drops down to for a pullback. So you see this? This is like 5 days ago, if you bought it 5 days ago, that's a good position you entered, okay? So that's first one. Next one, what I use a lot is this. Get yourself a drink or something, feel comfortable. This is getting really interesting. Here's a second tool you can use is RSI. You click indicators, RSI, relative strength index, and let me show you with a smaller time frame, like 1 hour or so. Smaller time frames, it fluctuates even more. So what happens is this. So you see this RSI has three colors, right? It has a white, it has a purple part, and it has a white part, right? So what you want to do with the RSI is this, okay? If you want to buy whole Bitcoins, every time when RSI hits the bottom white, that's when you want to pay attention. It might be a good position, okay? Because here is oversold. Every time it touches, pull it down like that. Okay, so every time it touches these white parts, there is a push. You see this? Every time it's ready to hit that edge, it push, right? Boom, it push. The first indicator is these lines, right? RSI confirmed, that's your second confirmation. And then let's come back to one. So the second one, again, I use a lot. I just showed you is RSI. Every time it hits the bottom part, white part, you'll want to buy, okay? The third one is Fib. The Fib lines are quite helpful sometimes. Here, right? You touch the lowest point to the highest point. This is quite accurate, okay? This is all mathematical equations. Fibonacci sequence is amazing. If you heard about like golden ratio and all that stuff, this is it. Fascinating. I'm gonna delete these lines, remove these lines just to make you comfortable. Remember, really strong levels are 0.618, right here, and 0.236, very major lines. So every time you see this, if there's a correction or anything like that, it's very close to these numbers. This is a pullback. This is a correction, market correction, right? It's heading to this 0.382 Fib right here, right? And even here, that day, it stopped right at 238 Fib line right here. If you jump into some other charts like this, let's say this ripple push, what you can do is you can come Fib Retracement and you boom, drop it there. That's the highest high. You see this 0.382, it's very strong area. When it's having this correction, it's either it's gonna stop right here or cross, or it's heading to the next Fib line, which is here. And then it's gonna finish its correction, right? So Fib line is really good indicator that you should know. Again, increase your odds, right? You want to have a multiple confirmations. That's it, guys. I feel like these indicators I use a lot. Remember at the beginning of this video, I was gonna tell you a secret. So here's a catch. Here's a drop. Remember, guys, market can be manipulated, right? Depending on which industry you're in. If you are a trader, if you are in stock industry, the market can be manipulated by these hedge funds, right? They're holding a huge chunk. Every time they do a move or a push or action, and they can easily target that price area, and they know everyone will get panicked, pretty much cashed out everybody's profits, right? Remember, there's something in forex and stock called stop loss, right? What happens is when a price actions goes against your position and you set a level, if it cross, it's gonna close out the trade, so you won't lose much, right? That's stop loss. These hedge fund guys, very smart guys, okay? They know everybody. They know everybody, what lines you're drawing, pretty much know everybody's stop lines. Because if, for example, everybody's fib looks like this, right? Everybody's fib looks like this. Everybody, right? And then they know, okay, your target area is right here, your stop losses might be right here. If it goes against your odds from 12K, from almost close to 13K, to if it comes down to 10, for example, okay, this is Bitcoin, is a different industry, I know, but if this is stock market, they know everybody's stop losses right here, and what happened is they pick a time and they will go against the market, right, very hard, and then they would swipe everybody's take profits and comes back here. You know what I mean? It can be manipulated. That's why my mentor taught me at the end, the trick is just use lines like trend lines or support and resistance, right? These lines you can rely on for a very long time, but every time there's new indicator comes out on the market, that's when all the hedge fund the big whales, they get very excited, because they know everybody is using that specific indicator and they know how to manipulate. Okay, so that's just some random talk about manipulation of indicators. If you haven't started your investment or buy any positions with the Bitcoin, I recommend you to follow the channel, and we'll give you some good positions with Bitcoin. We're not financial advisors, I have to say. If you want to buy, you should, and I'll leave a Coinbase link below. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or any thoughts about analysis, feel free to drop a comment. So that's it, guys. Have a good weekend.